So, wow, what a day. I mean, I think in the last week they had more rain out here, just north of Mudgee, boys, than they have in, I think for 15 years. It was the biggest rainfall. So we got some awesome conditions today. Had a bunch of really interesting tracks, sandy stuff, full-blown almost supercross track, Gary, and some really nice enduro as well. So rode the 2011 Husabergs, the TE250 300. A little bit of a problem with a power valve on one of them, so we sort of have to on the 250. But Gaz, what were your sort of first impressions, mate? First time you ridden the Husaberg?
Well, it was basically like jumping on a Kato. Had that little bit of different feel between the legs, just with the different shrouds from the Kato. I think it actually felt a little bit skinnier. I don't know if it did to you, but that's the feel I got. Mate, it was bloody good, but I love the Kato as well. In the 300, the 250, yeah, with our little problem, it was a bit unfortunate with that today. But again, you could see that's potential, and the sort of person that would buy it would love it. Like it's definitely a good machine.
Mate, we went over to the grass track over the back, which is actually, he calls it a grass track, but it's pretty much a motocross track. Got some pretty serious, well, not doubles, but they're tabletops and stuff. But I kind of thought the suspension was particularly good bottoming resistance for a bike that for an enduro bike. And so it was interesting when we took it up into the rocks just now. Something with so much bottoming resistance, I sort of thought it's going to be interesting to see how it goes over the rocky stuff. Did you think it gave away much on the rocky stuff?
No, not at all. It really held its own in the rocky stuff. But, there was no deflection and things like that. It was confidence inspiring on the rocks actually, and that was the good thing, how you could go from like a motocross track onto the trails, and some pretty snotty trails, and it worked pretty well in both.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty special, like obviously, as you say, it's a KTM, so there's no real surprises. One little dicky thing for me, there's this bolt-on bloody, dual ignition curve. It's great. Obviously, with the KTM, you've got to come down here behind the head to unplug a cord, to change curves. Firstly, I did notice a huge amount of difference on it. Secondly, this one's really difficult to know whether it's actually in or out. Yeah. And thirdly, your chest bumps it when you're going up a rocky hill. So not that, it looks like a bit of an afterthought there for a bike that's otherwise, pretty much like a very finely tweaked bike, but the 300 for me, hey, the power's just insane. I mean, through some of that tight stuff, you just run third in the thing. It was just really grunty, and it was a bit of a pity, as we said, with the power valve problem, because the 250, I think, from all reports from the European, from the launch there in Spain, was the real rever. But engine for you guys?
Love the engine, because the same as the Kato, well, what it is, and you can ride it like a two-stroke. You can rev the guts out of it on the motocross track, or if you're that sort of a rider in the bush, and you could just chug it up hills. It goes up hills in third, like you said, and it's just so easy to ride. It's awesome to ride.
So let's say we haven't got a recommended retail yet, Gary, but let's just say these hit the dealer floors at exactly the same price. What's the average punter going to do? Is he going to buy a Husaberg just to be different from 90% of his mates with KTMs?
Yeah, I think so. I really do think so, and Husaberg come a long way, I think. So, and people are starting to trust the brand. So, yeah, they're obviously going to think about it.
And you have to be pretty happy if you're a Husaberg dealer these days. You had the, your 390, your 450, and your 550, and so now suddenly you got a couple more two-strokes in the mix. Got to be a good thing.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, they'll be rubbing their hands together. I reckon they're going to get a lot of new friends.
So anyway, who's washing these things, Gary?
Not me. I'm going. I'll get on the cans.
Damn. Out.